essentially Earth as well. I mean, I'm not sure how many of you have seen Al Gore's movie, Inconvenient Truth. That documentary about global warming.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, basically, the point is that the U.S. and China, but especially the U.S. is the major energy consumer in the world, is producing most of the carbon dioxide that is contributing to global warming. So many people are turning to energy independence as a mechanism, not just to have the strategy for the war on terror, but to help the Earth as well. So this is what we're talking about, the personal mechanism that we can use to help defeat terrorism. Or at the very least, prevent terrorists from gathering the weapons and the energy supplies that they would need to attack us. So, if this is the mechanism that we can use, let's look at the countries that are supplying it. The main countries that supply oil are Iran and Saudi Arabia.
Around the world? Kuwait. Isn't Kuwait up there?
Oh, Kuwait's definitely up there, as well as Iraq. But if you're making the argument that we're in Iraq for the oil, which is partly true, then our next target, Iran, we would also go there for the oil. I remember one of my friends on 9/11 said, only somewhat facetiously, why don't we just conquer the entire region? You know, we need the oil, so why don't we just go over there, invade everyone, and make it the 51st state?
Well, what do you present yourself to the rest of the world?
What?
By just invading, getting what they got, and
Yeah.
As a dominating power, no one will mess with you.
Terrorists, yeah.
Yeah, well, we can't really beat
if you're gonna fight all
everybody.
those countries, it's to say.
We're not spreading terror, we're just killing everybody. There's no
Yeah.
terror.
See, we're a state though. We can't spread terror because a terrorist is not aligned with the state. So if we're doing it,
The Nazis
it's
are
terrorists.
more like theorists.
So the terrorists. Yeah.
So the Nazis weren't terrorists.
No, they weren't. They were just a state, like Imperial Japan. They were just trying to conquer. And there are many countries that have tried to conquer other countries. You know, you look at Rome, the Roman Empire. So whenever a state does it, it's fine.
So if the terrorists would have been backed up by Iraq, it would have been fine.
It would have been fine, yes.
So that would have been a war in Iraq, with Iraq.
That would have been definitely.
Exactly, that's the thing. That's the problem with this war.
Definitely take me over.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the war. You don't know exactly who to strike
See,
at.
that's the problem. With war on terror, you're fighting people, not states. And so it never ends, and these people can go from one state to another.
Constantly moving, exactly.
Yeah, they just move all over the place. So
War will be over in 9,
when we're talking
12.
about Iran and Saudi Arabia, Thomas Friedman, he's been one of the main promoters of energy independence. Thomas Friedman has talked about green technologies. In fact, Friedman has gone to Brazil and other countries that have implemented green technologies, looking at, say, sugarcane, and seeing how they use sugarcane to fuel not just cars, but pretty much the entire energy system there. So what we're looking at is ways to both prevent certain countries from using terror and converting our system to energy independence. So in one of his recent columns, Friedman looked at Iran and Saudi Arabia and said, if you look at these two countries, which is the better ally? One country, Iran, they actually do have a democracy. Whereas Saudi Arabia, they have a kingdom. In Iran, women have rights.
I did not know that.
In fact, they have a very strong middle class in Iran. The winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, I believe her name is Shireen Abadi. She is a female lawyer in Iran. She's been promoting human rights there and democratization. In contrast, in Saudi Arabia, women have no rights. They have to wear a veil, they're not allowed to drive.
No voting against.